Here we are, everybody. Episode 3, finally coming at you. So glad you're tuning in today. This is the Creative Wedding Podcast.
Yay.
It's okay, that's what, like the song is playing right now. Like, better together,
No, it doesn't go
better
like that.
together. I forget what it sounds like.
It doesn't have lyrics, does it?
But you can't tell what it's saying. But it's saying, better together, better together. It's been a little while since you've heard from us. Jessica's been in England.
But I'm back now.
She's back. It's not just me. Don't worry. You get Jessica, the one that is enjoyable to listen to today, not just me. So today we're going to be talking about what it's like to own a business. I honestly just wanted to sit down with Jessica and process what it's like for us to run a business together, and I don't know, just let you guys listen in and see what you had to well.
They're not going to add anything to this because they can't contribute.
Yeah, I realized that as I was saying that. It doesn't make any sense. I want you guys to contribute, but I don't know how that works in this situation.
I don't know if I should preface you, but we really have not discussed this at all before we started recording.
If it starts an argument, just turn the sound down. But I guess let's just start with, like, what has it been like for you to run a business? You don't have to talk as much about, like, with me today, because we talked about what it's like to do it together. I just want to hear from you about what it's like to own a business.
It's hard for me to answer that question without thinking about doing it together, because the reality of it is if it wasn't for you, I really, really wouldn't actually be doing this. Not because I wouldn't want to, but because I really do think that your personality type and my personality type work together very well to make this as fun and, dare I say, successful as we are. Saying that, there really isn't. There's, as much as I didn't see us or me doing this, if you had told me even a year ago, 18 months ago, that this is where we would be, I don't know if I would have fully believed you.
On a day-to-day, what does it look like for you?
I mean, I'll be really honest. I don't know if I've got into a routine or if I have established any very solid, healthy habits that I can be like, this is what you need to do in order to be like us.
Yeah, I mean, I would never probably tell anyone to be like us, because the
very
reality is we are not habitual people. Everyone is to some degree, but we don't stick with the rhythms for more than 2 weeks.
We are so good. We joke about it. We are so good at starting things, but not actually seeing them through or seeing them to completion or finishing them. We joked, what year was it? I don't know. It wasn't last year, because that was
probably
2019,
2018 or 2019.
That we joked, how some people set goals or themes or words for the year. We joked that year was going to be the year that we would finish things, because the year beforehand we had talked about and started so many things, but we just became lax or fell off the bandwagon or just didn't see it through. So I would say, honestly, here in 2021,
we still are not
finishing things.
It's just the truth.
It is our personality types. And don't get me wrong, the stuff that needs to get done, we absolutely do get done. We
do our jobs well.
Yes, absolutely.
It just looks different.
All the time. And I think because of what we do, and that we do have so much freedom because we are self-employed and, can create our own schedules, and we don't have children yet, there is so much flexibility in what our day-to-day can look like. And depending on the season, it looks different too.
Yeah, right now we're in the midst of crazy wedding season, and it means that during the week we find rest where we can. It doesn't always mean specific days of the week are off for us right now. And sometimes it means just working half days. But at the same time, we do have stuff to do. We've got a lot to do, so we've got to get it done.
Yeah, we are good. We're going into busy season, but that's not to say that we haven't, like, for example, Austin touched on it earlier. I went to England last month because we could and because our schedule for July was slower, because I think Iowa couples don't get married in July because it is just so hot. So yeah, now we're going into, well, I mean, the last 3 weekends we have done 5 weddings. We've had 2 double headers and a single wedding.
And a lot of driving.
And
Like
so much driving.
Over 25 hours, probably over 40 hours of driving in the past 3 weeks.
Yeah, we just spent 5 days in Colorado and did 2 weddings there, which was incredible. And again, that plays into like what I'm grateful about. And, you know, the fact that we can up and go when we want.
Yeah. I mean, it's amazing that we're able to do that. Going back to like work schedules.
Yeah,
and
sorry,
stuff,
I answered none of your question.
that is okay. I guess I am still getting to a place where I feel like it's okay to have a weird schedule. I am stressed often thinking everyone else is at their job right now in the middle of a weekday. And here I am relaxing because it's my only chance to relax. And I think for me, that has been a great deal of stress, knowing that other people are out hustling and here I am taking a break. However, on weekends, when we don't have a wedding, I can relax no problem because I know most other people are relaxing. It's a very weird psychological, I don't know what it is, but like, yeah, it is a huge stressor for me. So I'm just getting to the point I feel like, and I don't even know if I'm there, where
I don't think you're there.
yeah, seriously though, it's a problem. And I want to learn how to be okay with having a different schedule. Because like we said, our schedules are weird and every day looks different. Every week looks different. Don't get me wrong. We've tried everything under the sun. So we have tried the whole like 9 to 5. We have tried 8 to 3. We have tried 10 to 7. We've literally tried everything and marking off specific days where we work into the night and specific days where we don't. We've literally tried every schedule you could possibly think up, and it might work for us for a week or two, and then we switch it up because we either travel or we just are not ones to stick to things.
Any time that we like write something down or create some sort of schedule, Austin, you freak out. It's like as soon as
shots fired.
But it's as soon as we, I don't know, create some sort of routine or rhythm to give me structure, which is what I need, you panic. Because you see it as like...
I hate being stuck in a box. I hate structure. But I know I need it. And so when I get stressed, I try to structure our whole lives. That's when I write down like, okay, we are working these days, these hours. And then those days and hours come and it looks nothing like I'd planned because I don't... Like, schedules just stress me out.
Or you like start deep cleaning the kitchen or the bathroom, and it's like, that is when I know that you're not doing so great.
Yeah, that's when you know I'm like stressed because I'm not doing the things that really, truly need done. I'm doing the things that, I don't know, to me are like triggers, I guess. I like having an unclean house. It is often unclean, but at the same time, that's my first thing that I go to do is try to like find some kind of organization to life. Try to make it better.
And I think something that we've maybe struggled with a little bit is like my natural sleep cycle is, I don't know, like maybe like get ready for bed at like 9:30.
Well, last night I'm pretty sure you came up to me at like 8:15 and you were like, hey babe, you ready to get into bed and watch some reality TV show? I don't remember which one it was.
You have to cut me some slack. We have just got back from a long travel days.
I was exhausted too.
Yeah, that's not every day that I want to go to bed at 8:15.
It's 8:30 if it's not 8:15.
No, it's not that early. It's more like, I would say 10 o'clock is my sweet spot. And we've just had to learn that like Austin's, it's not uncommon at all for Austin to like fall asleep at like 2 a.m. but I like to go to bed together. And so that
what
also
happens-
means he's lying for 4 hours.
Exactly.
Whilst
That's what I was
I'm
gonna say.
passed out.
I literally will just lay in bed while she is snoring.
No, I don't snore.
While she's snoring next to me. And that is my life. I waste 4 hours a day laying next to my wife because she wanted to go to bed together, which I'm all for. I think it's so important. I used to be good at getting up after she had fallen asleep and like doing some work or doing something
We
productive.
actually joke that Austin has a second life that like within those 4 hours of me sleeping, because he'll either do things, get out of bed, like he's like played Xbox games, the lights have been on or off. He has watched entire TV series that I have like I don't even know about, and I'm like, and then I find it and I'm like, hey, do you want to watch this? This sounds good. And he's like, Jessica, I'm on season 4, and I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, that's just like my nighttime show.
Yeah, it's my thing. I wish I was better at being productive during those hours. Like I said, I've had seasons where I'm good at utilizing that time. But I just also know that once I get into work mode, I am literally up all night. Like I can't stop. During the day, I am sluggish all day usually without coffee specifically, but I drink a lot of coffee to keep myself going. But at night, it's like I just catch the second wind. I'm ready to roll, and it doesn't matter what time I woke up in the morning. Like nights are just my thing.
I feel a bit bad that like your prime productive hours are in the middle of the night. Like, should we have different like work hours? Do you want to work?
Oh, that's
third
why
shift?
That is actually a good idea. Many people work third shift. Why don't we?
Yeah, it's true.
Maybe that is our new thing. Here's the thing, though. Jessica couldn't do that, so it would have to be like you're on second shift.
No, I wouldn't be third. You would be third shift.
Oh, you're a shift worker too,
Yeah,
but a different
yeah,
shift.
we're both shift workers, different shifts.
Oh, I don't know how that would work considering we do a lot together, and pretty much everything needs to be done together in this business anymore.
I wouldn't like it. I would hate it.
The only thing we do separately is edit. So I do the video editing and she does all the photo editing. So we could edit during those hours, but nothing else would get done. Well, we'll see. Maybe we'll try it.
We will report back.
We will report back if we try it and if it works or not. The reality is it will probably work for a little while, for a week or two. But that's it, because we are bad at sticking with things. Okay, so what has been a hard thing in owning our business?
I mean, honestly, there's probably lots of hard things. But hard things doesn't necessarily mean bad.
No, and that's fine. Yeah. What has been hard? Because I think the reality is we're going to have all different types of people listening. And as a listener, you could be someone who wants to start your own business. You could be a business owner. And so maybe this is relatable to you, or maybe you're looking at like, hey, what does it look like? What are the hard things? Or maybe you're just here to hear about us and our crazy life. I don't know. But no matter what the reason is that someone's listening, I just want them to hear the reality of our lives in owning a business. So feel free, share what's hard.
Yeah, I mean, I would say a hard thing is, at least for me personally and my personality type, I love following off from this, I love structure, and ideally, I would love to work a 9 to 5. I want to be told what to do, and I want to know like what my responsibilities are, and then go home and not necessarily think about work. But the reality of it is like, actually that could not be further from the truth with what we do. I feel like we are on the clock always. We are representing ourselves and our brand always, whether like, and at least because we're in a small town, like I feel like we are known, or not known well, but like people do know of us. When we're at weddings, we are obviously very on the clock and we are representing ourselves too. But even like what I think has actually been really cool and quite eye-opening recently is I sat down and I had dinner at a wedding and I was like shoving my face because, well, I was hungry. I look forward to meal times at weddings all the time. And I just I didn't know anybody at the table. Austin was actually off still shooting. And I just got chatting to the guy next to me, and lo and behold, his fiance was the maid of honor. I had no idea. And they reached out to us after the wedding and was like, we loved, she was like, we loved working with you guys. Are you available on this day? And they booked us. And I was like, oh my gosh, I could have been like, I could have been like off during that conversation. I could have been like, I just want to eat my dinner. Don't talk to me. But like we had great conversation. And as it turned out, because of, we are constantly us and representing us, they booked us. And I often think like I have to be so careful. And not that I'm a rude, mean person, but I'm very aware that constantly we are our brand.
That's the thing is like, we're not only business owners, we are the brand. We are not like faceless, nameless. We're not some big corporation. I even think about that when I'm driving, honestly. Like I'm pretty like easily noticed with my dreads, I would say, like depending on where I am, but here in small town Iowa, pretty easily noticed. So I feel like I can easily be spotted and known, oh, he owns the creative or they are the creative. And next thing you know, it's like we could have a bad rep or it could be really good too. So I always feel out in public like this pressure to be myself, but be like the fullest version of myself.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. I think I've had times where I'm like, oh, I have to be extra peppy or extra this and that, but that's not me. So, I mean, it can be. I can be extra. I can be dramatic. I can be the hype man. Don't get me wrong, but day to day, typically, I'm fairly mellow. Maybe, I don't know. So just learning to be myself at all times, and making sure I don't get drained. I think that's another thing. I just made a YouTube video about rest recently. And how it's the secret sauce to, honestly, our lives as business owners. How it is the number one thing to like stay healthy and to be on top of it. So, yeah, that's where I'm going with this. I guess is that I can easily be drained and not be myself. Therefore, I don't represent us well. But in all aspects of owning a business, I think the most important thing we can possibly do is rest. And it's hard. You're looking at me with a blank stare right now because it's like, Austin, when have we rested last? In the middle of busy season, it literally does feel like we don't rest well and we don't get a lot of it. I mean,
you're absolutely right. But I think there's the like on the flip side of like what is so great and what do we love about doing this is our job. I would say it is seasonal. Like we have seasons of rest and seasons where it is go, go, go. And I mean, as of right now, I would say it levels out.
Yeah.
Yeah, he says.
No, it does. I mean, before this year, we were busy all year round because we would do more corporate work in the winter. This year's probably going to look a little bit different. And I know in the future, we would like to be booking weddings all over, which we are starting to, so that we can spread out our wedding season throughout the whole year. And it doesn't mean take on more weddings. Actually, for us, it means take on less weddings, but more spread out through the year so that we don't have these crazy falls. And the reality is that maybe we are not going to be able to avoid the crazy fall rush no matter what, because we are in Iowa. But I mean, I heard a guy say that like he would just go to a different country even during their wedding season. I'm like, oh, that's kind of a fun idea. I don't know how practical it is right now with owning a house and whatnot, but I'm just processing here for the first time. I think that'd be pretty cool.
Another thing that is hard is taxes.
Yeah, that is so stressful.
Right. And like, even as I speak from my experience, granted, Austin really does take charge on that. And we have a great accountant and a great bookkeeper who, like, well, this year really did save our butts.
Yeah.
But like, I'll be really honest, as a British person who hasn't, like, just taxes in the UK is so different to taxes here. Like, so over my head. They are not done like they are done here. So the whole concept is so foreign to me.
Me too. Honestly.
Yeah, so like, and that just adds a whole other like level of overwhelm to it. Yeah, I mean, you can take over.
Well, I mean, I don't like talking about taxes because it stresses me out. Honestly, the financial side of running a business is just extremely hard. Especially, we do what we do because we love it, not because of the paycheck. We're never gonna be like crazy rich doing this. We both do it full time, and so it means both what would be paychecks
Yeah.
are from this. I mean, a lot of people can make way better money than us. I mean, heck, it feels like we make decent money because we live in a small town in the middle of nowhere. Um, but the reality is we're also working crazy, crazy hours. So for me, the financial side stresses me out because it's just hard.
It's just, I feel like it's a no-win situation because it just totally overwhelms me. So I want nothing to do with it. And as much as I like love and trust Austin in every other aspect of my life, I don't know if I trust him with this because he also doesn't know what he's doing. And so that's just like an overly stressful scenario.
Yeah.
Because, and I just feel like, not even a because, this isn't something that you're taught in school either. You know, it's not like you're told, well, I was never taught this. And so it's just something that I feel like there's very harsh consequences if you don't get it wrong, or like fines or audits, all of that. But it's not like we're intentionally doing anything.
Yeah. Just transparency for the audience. We have had some sort of fine every year on our taxes because we didn't turn something in on time. We do everything right. We do everything by the book. We're not dodgy. Because it does stress us out to a level where we're like, we have to do it right or it's not worth it. But saying that, we have had every year some kind of fine or fee that we've paid, but I think a lot of people go through that. So
yeah, and honestly, this year we have hired an external bookkeeper, and just for like my own anxiety and like my own like headspace and nerves, she's like the best thing that we could have bought on like and hired out as the creative, purely so that we can like have peace of mind at 2 a.m. that somebody else has also got eyes on stuff that we really don't have any clue about.
yeah, shout out to Wait What Consulting. You have been a lifesaver for us. Actually, that reminds me, let's cut to our first sponsor. Just kidding. We don't have a sponsor yet. I was going to make up a fake ad for them. But seriously, we love them, and it's been so helpful and relieves so much stress. Yeah, I don't know. We wouldn't have gotten through this last year without them. So that's been good. I can't talk anymore about finances because I feel my blood boiling. I don't know. Is that what you say when you're stressed? I feel like that's anger, but and definitely I'm sweating now because I'm stressed out for no reason.
Yes. Is there anything else that like is hard for you?
Everything about owning a business is hard for me. I am such a relational person that all I want to do is have great relationships with people. But the logistics of running a business it means a lot more behind the scenes work than actually when we're in front of people. Like, I love wedding days because I get to interact with people. But even on those days, I'm behind the camera. So like I only have so much interacting that I'm doing because I'm focused in to what I'm doing. So it's just hard for me because I get drained so quickly being behind the computer all the time. So I'm trying to learn like how to balance that with going out to a coffee shop to work, or just connecting with other creatives who even if it's via Zoom. I've been doing Zoom calls with other people lately, and we just work and Zoom at the same time. Yeah, I mean, owning a business is stressful all the time, in my opinion. Now, when it pays off is when we're able to like relax or go on vacation or travel because we have a flexible schedule. And it rarely happens, but when I can fully turn off, that is when I'm like, this is well worth it.
Yeah, honestly, when we go away, it literally takes Austin maybe between 5 and 7 days to actually switch off out of work mode. And usually by that time, we're turning around and coming back home. But he's not joking. It takes him so long to...
I'm getting better.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just the reality of it. But it's completely worth it because
Totally.
at the end of the day, we are capturing people's like some of their biggest moments of their lives, and we're filming and photographing those and creating amazing things for people to have for years and years to come.
I think the good absolutely outweighs the excitement and the good and the...
Yeah.
You know, it...
And that's the same thing that stresses me out, like the lack of relational kind of stuff is also one of my favorite things is that we get to build relationship with all these people that we wouldn't have known if we wouldn't have our own business. We meet so many couples through the year, whether they book us or not. We meet so many people.
And it's our favorite thing to like remain friends with them. Like we just not last weekend. Yeah. Just a couple weekends ago, like we went to a wedding and on our way, we stayed 2 nights with a previous like couple of hours. And it was so fun to like, and we hadn't seen them actually since their wedding, but it was so fun to like pick up a year later, see their home, hang out. We went out for dinner.
It was fun.
Yeah, it's just really special.
Yeah, it is special to be able to build relationships and keep them. And I hope that it's something that as they have families and as they grow older, we are people they reach out to and fill in with life's biggest moments. Because I want to stay close to them. I think that people matter so much to us.
And like stories deserve to be told.
Oh, for sure. It's why we do what we do. We love stories, and honestly, all of life is a story. So there's always something to be told, and it matters. Like even the hard stuff matters, you know. And I think, not to get super down after like having so much fun this episode, but like I am so glad that we have photos and video of our wedding, or just even different aspects of life that we have because of my mom passing away early this year, unexpected, and that stuff means so much to me. I can't bring myself to watch it or look at it yet because it's still so raw, but I know that someday that will be what I cherish more than anything. And so I never want to see someone go without having those moments with their loved ones. And it doesn't have to be a wedding. Honestly, I'm becoming so passionate about just life and life story. And I know everyone has some kind of story. It doesn't have to be a wedding day. It doesn't have to be a love story. I don't know what that means. And I've been thinking about that a lot for our business. And I'm not sure what that means for the future. But I just want to tell more of life story because it matters.
I didn't know that. I love that.
Yeah. So.
Okay, one more thing that I find really difficult is social media. I hate it.
I think we both kind of hate it. I think a lot of creative people end up hating it. At first, it's like a love thing. You're like, this is so fun. This is where I get to share my stuff. And then next thing you know, it's a full-time job that is draining you. So
the algorithm is hard and the comparison game is hard. Yes, we're talking about hard things in business and social media is the top of my list.
Yeah, where finances is mine, I think social media is probably your biggest stressor. And I try to help, but every time I try to help, you tell me how bad I am at it.
That is not true.
That's what I feel.
No, I'm sorry if you feel that way. I think it's just like, because out in the world where like nobody knows who you are, you want to like look good and sound good and have a feed that's cohesive, and you want your voice to be felt and heard.
But at the same time, I want to be real. Like, I mean, I hope our podcast comes across as this is us. We're silly, goofy, weird, but also serious and passionate, and just enjoy one another. And I want that to come through on our social media. But it is hard. It's hard to find our voice.
Yeah.
I think is the biggest thing we've struggled with is what is our voice. We want to be us, but we want to also be professional.
Yeah.
And I don't know.
And I guess the part of me that hates it is like the algorithm and how you have to play the game and do certain things and post at certain times, and where it's like, no, I'm going to post on my own accord and show what we're working on and with and who our couples are and what we're excited about. And so, yeah,
That is that.
that is that.
I don't know what else to say, honestly, with social media. It's just a beast. And
It is a beast.
And someday maybe we'll figure it out. And
Hey.
when we do, the platform will change.
Yes, that's very true too. Let's pick things back up a little bit because this is a bit downer. Austin, quick fire, 5 best things about owning a business.
You?
Yes.
I got lucky with that one though, because you are part of the business. I love the flexibility, and I honestly love my absolute favorite number one thing other than you. Favorite thing about owning a business is getting to dream every day. So like as a 7, as a dreamer, someone who literally lives in the sky half the time thinking about the future, I love that I get to do that every day, and I get to take action steps towards those things. I'm not stuck in a 9 to 5 where I'm hoping and wishing. I'm literally in control of my destiny. That sounds stupid. I don't know why I said that, but I feel that way. Like, I just feel like I have so much that I can take action on, and I love that I have the freedom to dream. And even there's so many things I don't take action on because they're not the right thing. But I do doesn't mean I stop dreaming. So, number one by far,
That
being
was
able to
number 2.
dream. Well, I bumped it up. It was actually
It became number 1 to me.
well, it's equal to you, which is pretty crazy. But
Just messing.
I don't know. There's 2 other things because you asked for 5. Well, I don't know if I left a long pause in the edit. But there was a very long pause, and I couldn't think of 2 other things that I love about owning a business. We've mentioned in the podcast before that we struggle with the positive things of working together or owning a business, and I'm struggling with that now as well. I mean, here's the thing. The relational side of the business, being able to meet people like we've talked about, the having flexibility, I forget what else I said, the dreaming, working together, it all outweighs the negative. The negative list I feel like is longer, but it doesn't carry as much weight
Totally.
as the good things.
The good things I like feel deep inside me of like, this is what we're doing, what we were made to do.
Yeah, like the passion.
Yes.
That's one of those things is like the passion we have for what we do outweighs everything. We love it. We love one another, and that helps. But we love what we do. I think we finished the last podcast on that too.
Did we?
I think so. But I think it's we are passionate. I hope that comes across.
I hope it
because
comes across too.
It's not fake or phony. We legitimately want to tell stories and want to tell them well. Like, we are always trying to get better.
Yep.
Which can be a huge stressor in owning a business because you feel like you're never there, you've never arrived. But at the same time, it's so fun to be constantly getting better, constantly growing. So I'd say that's like a huge positive that I never really think of, is just getting better all the time. Every day we are taking steps to either better our business, better ourselves, or better our skill set.
Yeah. We have probably been in your ears for too long now, but honestly, we really are so grateful that you're even tuning in. We had actually one of our future brides, she just sent us a quick message on Instagram just yesterday and was like, I feel like I know you so much better, and I'm so excited for you guys to capture our day. And like, that was just like, to me, that was like, this is why we're doing what we're doing. Like, this is why we are creating this podcast and are sitting down and just having a go at this in hopes that, you can get to know us more and that we can build trust.
And that, like, you just get to hang out with us.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, like, I hope people can learn from us, but it's just us being random, being ourselves.
We're just
here.
trying things.
We're trying things and we're having fun doing it.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, I want you as the listener to just enjoy this time with us, and hopefully you learn things. If not, that's fine. Like, just come hang out and message us. Let's get coffee. Let's truly hang out. Because we want to know you. So that's why we do this. We just are all about connections. And we know that it's important for people to feel connected to us, and vice versa. We want to figure out how to then, like, connect back to you. So reach out to us.
Yeah, we would love to hear. Even like things that you want us to talk about. There are a few people that we would love to bring on. We do have hopes and dreams for this. I know that we left you hanging a little bit between episode 2 and 3. But we are back and we are here and we are trying to make something of this. Kind of in our own time, in our own way. So
we are business owners. We can do what we want.
There you go.
That's why we do what we do.
That's why we do what we do. So until next time, friends, have a great weekend. It's Friday right now. We're recording on a Friday. I don't know when actually you'll listen to this, but have a great day. Drop us a line on Instagram. Follow us on Facebook. We would love to connect with you.
See you later.
Bye.